Beautiful divine masculine and feminine darlings. This is the Seraph M. Gem Gypsy, Seraph A. Indigo Empress, and Shiloh Horizon. I realized it was a little dark in here. That's better. So I don't plan to be here for too long. We'll see how long this takes. I did mention in the last live that I was going to split it up, and that's what we're doing. Kind of like peeling the layers back on an onion, just to get through the depth of all that there has been to clear through first and foremost, but also as the energies shift. For example, the karmic people that got exposed recently for stealing and plagiarizing and such, they get called out, and then even just energetically speaking, they retaliate, they try to latch on further, play around in our energy. What that is them trying to create cords of connection to us. And the person who's been doing this to me, one of them, I noticed the other day, they mentioned that they don't do energy hygiene, but then also they're trying to advertise classes for it. They say they don't cut cords or clear cords of connection, but they have been trying to teach people how to strengthen cords, right? So what this karmic is saying, whether she realizes it or not, is that she's a dirty person. She's got poor energy hygiene, if not otherwise. And she doesn't want people to let her go or for people to step away from her, right? So she doesn't want cords of connection to be cut. But she's an energy vampire, so she wants to further strengthen the ones that are there or create them. That's one problem. So then they get mad because they're caught and called out, and then they start hurling what I would call energy weapons, or the attempted energy weapons, even if it's just negative thoughts and projections that they're sending out. That could be considered black magic. Dealing what they want to being exposed, being throwing attacks. First round to be exposed and called out, then the second round, well, then if they're attacking because they're exposed, which by the way is what happens when covert malignant narcissists get exposed. I'll link a beautiful long-standing psychology article that I've educated about for years in the description box when I'm done here. They start hurling energy attacks. So the second round of response, first was exposure to the lies, second is defense against the attacks, and here we are. I'm updating you. If we need to clear anything out, if we need to do any energy protection or cord cutting, we will. 433. Peeling back the layers. So as far as this person from a few days ago I noticed stealing, I am highly psychic, and so I knew what was going to happen. I saw it coming before this person knew that I knew, right? So I documented all of the toxicity before tipping this person off to the fact that I figured it out. And then I started making my rounds of exposure we had been friends on Facebook for over a decade, and I never saw anything posted about the concepts of her plagiarizing from me on Facebook, but you see, we're friends there. So if I were her, I would have thought twice about posting there too. But you see, she went on Instagram and, after being my client, launched a business to copy mine on Instagram. But I didn't follow her there, wasn't aware of that until, because she stalks me, her channel forced its way into my algorithm. And I learned that she's been copying me. After being a client, she decided to try to turn around and step on my toes, steal my destiny path. We'll get into that momentarily. Boredom came out in the reading a few days ago, where this was called out. And I picked up that she was bored with her own business. She closed her hula hoop making business and started focusing more on posting her artwork. And then after that, she started focusing on copying me. So it seems like she got bored with the hoops, so she put her energy into the artwork, and then she got bored with just doing the artwork, so she decided copying me was her next bit of leverage through life. And let me tell you what, it was not. Boredom. I was another download I picked up. She is a Aquarius Pisces. Aquarius on the toxic side are very out of touch, cold, lack empathy, aloof. But Pisces, you see, I've mentioned this before, they're fantasy la la land, easily led, gullible, disillusioned, right? So they're in a state of delusion. And let me tell you what, Delulu is not the Salulu. That tunnel of Delulu was the wrong direction, honey. 722. But you see, Pisces, while they are also, just like toxic Cancer, willing to emotionally manipulate people, they also are very keen on playing the victim when they're not, and in situations they created for themselves. But there's no way to play the victim when you tried to step on the toes of somebody that you were once a client of. I could say more, but I won't. You'll figure it out eventually. Being called to be quiet for now about it. And if you think you're mad now, just wait. I've got more things for you to be mad about. Let me tell you what, honey. You're going to stay mad. And you are also going to die jealous. Next. 822. That's not my wish for you, but that is prophecy. I saw it. I don't wish that for you. I wish you healing and for you to be able to drop that ego, but I don't see it or anticipate it coming. I heard God said it won't. No, because this is not a divine person. This is somebody who mocked the divine and then wanted to slap a divine hashtag and title on their work while plagiarizing mine, plagiarizing from a real divine feminine. At that, God's most devoted daughter, Seraphim. I didn't pick my name or my title. Seraphim came to me and said, this is who you are, this is who we are, this is their family. People trying to compete with me and compare with me, it's not working. Didn't pick this for me, God did. And God did not call you to try to compete with me or step on my toes. End of discussion. 922. In fact, that's what pushed you further away from anything that might have been your destiny or your blessings, because you were too busy trying to chase and sabotage and block or steal or step on other people's. And can you imagine a Jezebel karmic female targeting a divine feminine, a single mother and a widow at that, but then complaining on the internet, on the same Instagram account that she's plagiarizing that divine feminine from, that she doesn't have love and she wants a kid, a husband, and joke's on you. Can you imagine? Because that's what happened. True story, bro. Needs no dragons and shit. And the screenshots speak for themselves. Cheers. $10.22. Incontrovertible evidence. Heard that, karmic. I'm scared. You should be. I would be too if I were you. I'd be shitting my pants right now. I don't blame you. You're in trouble. Oh, not with me at that. With the divine. But as a result of me being who I am and doing what I do as Seraphim, yeah, also with me. Buckle up. God sent me as karma. So there's that. But just to finish up this little piece, I knew that she was going to try to, when I finally had exposed this, cover her tracks, 11:11 here on the clock on the East Coast, and wouldn't you know, she did. I will post screenshots in the description box below. But I saw this coming. So a few days ago, I took a screenshot of the Facebook showing that she and I were friends on Facebook. I didn't tell her that I knew what she had done. I didn't tell her that I discovered it. I didn't tell her that I found her Instagram. Or that I knew she'd been stalking me on YouTube and really everywhere I go. I just quietly documented the Facebook stuff. I quietly blocked her on Instagram, and then I came over here onto my YouTube and I made a post about it. Now, I went to make sure I had a screenshot of us being friends on Facebook because I had a feeling that she was going to try to cover. Oh, and guess what? Then she did. But now I've got a screenshot of that. So I've got a screenshot of the before and then how she tried to cover her tracks after. She's blocked on all of my accounts. But I was waiting to get that Facebook straightened out. You might have noticed in the posts that I've been making over the last couple of days, maybe one or two of them, there have been a few mentions of the office. I've had the office, and one of those things was to take care of some files. And one of the things I was dealing with while I was down there was making sure I had full screen copies of these messages and these threads, knowing that she was going to try to probably delete them and cover her tracks. And again, she did in one form or fashion. But this is a red flag, you see, and I'll explain why. I keep hearing, honey, I'm the perfect 10. It's Taylor Swift. It is currently 2025. As of January 2025, she's just created a whole new website to further try to advertise stealing and plagiarizing content and really my entire essence and life path. Like down to the specific modalities that I have, that I naturally have, she went and also, I mean, I do have the licenses for them as well, but she went and tried to copy me and get classwork for her. Like she wants to be me. It's gross. And frankly, anybody who tries to do that has already failed. You want to be me so bad, but I would never do things like that. I would never behave like you. You already failed. You're behaving like you, not me. Not a cute look. You look like a bad knockoff. Poorly made one at that. How embarrassing for you. So, back to the main point. 3 days ago, I noticed the Instagram theft, copycat, doppelganging, plagiarism. So I documented it and blocked her. I made the post about it yesterday. I did a reading articulating collective energy that's in the same type of vein. And then because I needed to go down to the office to make sure I had full-blown, like full screen copies of this evidence, I waited a day to block her on Facebook. But I blocked her on Instagram, again, on an account that, she knows who I am, but she didn't know that I had found her account, that her account that she was copying me from popped up in my recommended feed. She didn't know that because I didn't tell her. Unless she was stalking my YouTube, she should have and would have had no way. She's not a psychic. She's fake. She should have and would have had no way to know that I made this post about her stealing from me on YouTube. We were friends on Facebook. She was copying me on Instagram that she thought was a secret. But I posted on YouTube. How would she know to go block me on Facebook if I didn't tell her I found out she was being grimy and a thief? Unless she was stalking me on YouTube and I found her stalking me on Instagram and copying me. Yeah, Divine Masculine says, well, she couldn't have. Exactly, which shows between the screenshots that I have of us being friends on Facebook and then her trying to cover that up. I heard that. She didn't block you? No, because she needs to stalk me still. She felt like she needed to stalk me. She just wanted to pretend like it was a preemptive strike. I know what she was doing, which is why I took the screenshots before she had a chance to do it. I'm a real psychic and I saw it coming. So now I've got the evidence of that. And she proved my point through the process because, again, there would have been no way for her to do that on Facebook unless she knew that I found her Instagram after hearing me talk about it when she stalked me on YouTube. Crazy pants. Screenshots. They don't lie, just she did. So that's that. I do have some astrology to break down, and I think I'll do that in another reading. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see. But you guys have seen me do the breakdown on, I think I've done Aquarius actually. No, the side of Aquarius. I've done the dark side of Cancer before. I've done the dark side of Taurus. But now we're going to go break down some others. We'll do the dark side of Pisces. We'll do the dark side of Sagittarius. I've talked, I mean, really all of these I've addressed, but I'll make a whole video about it. A couple of signs at a time. Let's go. And you know what's funny? The last time I did that and I had to address the dark side of Taurus and Cancer was because that was the zodiac sign of the people targeting my child and I. But you see, their energy is very much like this other karmic. And there's another one. These two hood rat karmics, the Cancerian and the Taurus, they went to this cult leader to try to attack me, right? Who quit her day job at the Domestic Violence Center at that, to copy my content full time and try to steal from me. Everything they try to bully me for and call me crazy for doing, like being a medium, they try to copy and steal as long as they're making a profit off of it, showing that it's not a problem. It's just a problem for them when I do it because they're jealous. And you know what? When I told my grandmother that this morning, she laughed at you, karmics. Toodles. She also witnessed Robert Van Horn in court and thought after witnessing him be nasty to me, get right up in my face and push me off the counter while I was talking to the clerk, that he was very rude. You're all rude. This is why people leave you and don't want to come back, or don't give you the chance in the first place, because while you think you're being slick, we saw that shit coming. Toodles. But the joke's on you. I think it's funny. Cheers, 2022. My twin just popped in. Hi, babe. Best spirit guide ever. So, let's pull a few cards now that that's been appropriately addressed and established. Actually, no, I'm hearing let's do a bit of Reiki first. Some balancing Reiki. Okay, thank you, God. So let's do that. Okay. Yeah, I feel that nasty karmic energy trying to come through, but here's the thing. I'm stronger and I'm much better at clearing it than they are at sending it. It's all they know how to do. I could low blow like they do, but I don't want the karma that they have, so I transmute that shit instead. I don't believe in good and bad. It just... You tell that to the karmic fade you're catching now, huh? You don't have to believe in it for it to come whoop your behind, honey. I think it's funny. She's mad. She's gonna get it for that. You're gonna get it for trying to threaten a divine daughter. Okay, little karmic. Thank you, Sky Daddy. Yeah, I just saw that. Good luck being squashed by the divine boot. I'd say that's going to sting, but it's going to do a lot more than sting. It's going to decimate them. Here, it already is. I don't want that. I can't take any more. Then why are you trying to stir the pot with me or my collective? Stay seated. Transmutation Reiki. Thank you. There's elevation Reiki coming through also. Elemental Reiki. Oh, also as of today, my prices. I've mentioned in the down bar for the last few months that my price would be going up and they were subject to change. I finally got around to that today. They will be going up again. Frankly, my personal value is over $1,000 per session, but for now, they are what they are. They've gone up quite a bit, comparatively speaking, up where they should be based on my value. However, I know that a lot of people very likely still can't afford those prices. And I'm sure that some people couldn't before then, and that's perfectly fine because I still put a sliding scale option in there. In fact, I made a specific button just for the sliding scale. So you're welcome, and thank you for letting me help you. Thank you, Herb. Money cannot buy all the love that's here tonight. Nope. Your ability to get help or not should not depend on your capacity to finance it. What's wrong? Health, and it is not just for the ultra rich. That's interesting. The squeeze. Slang? Ah. That's a new one. Okay. I'm getting a new modality. They just called it something like, what was it? The squeeze? The squeeze, they called it. The squeeze Reiki, I guess. So we're calling it today. But I saw a lemon. What do you mean, a lemon? First of all, squeezing out these sourpusses from our lives, vacated. Second of all, something about the squeeze. If you have the squeeze on something, the message that I'm getting is it's kind of like the scoop to have the squeeze, or the scoop. I don't know. I don't think I've heard it that way, but that's how they're saying it. To have the squeeze, it's like a piece of information, the scoop on a situation. They're also saying, this is a multi meaningful more. It was a divine masculine coming through to support and love and nurture and have a balanced relationship with his divine feminine, calling her his main squeeze. Main squeeze. He says you're my only squeeze. It's not like I have other people on the side. But in this reference, he's saying that no one else is above her. No one else could even try to compare with her. There's only one her for him. There's only one wife for him, and that's her. That's what he's perceiving her as. Like, she is his person. But as a result of that, he's kind of coined that in a cute little reference of like main squeeze, the most important person in his life. Cute. I also got a flash of him wanting to just hug her, wrap his arms around her waist and hug her, kind of like squeeze her waist. Not to hurt her, but very cute. Anything else? Karmics are mad. I wish you hadn't exposed me. Well, I just do what God tells me to do. I jump when God tells me to jump, and my only question is how high. And to you. You don't even listen to good advice or intuition. You have none, clearly. Energy, exactly. Call your energy back to you now. And I mentioned that. Trying to latch on to others. Latch on. Like vampires. Potential and possibility. Yeah, reach out to the potential that is calling for you. So, like I said, they miss their own calling by trying to chase and copy someone else's. Or they veered off course. Past. So as far as these energies go, whether it be the plagiarizer energy from, I had a dream prophecy about this, I think yesterday too, an aspect of this came up, or the day before. It's been the last couple of days of cycles and energetic warfare they decided to create, try. But when I asked about this energy, the message is that they're in the past, or they will be in the past, or they're being left in the past. These are past people and situations, and they might not want to let you go, but they don't have a choice. Yeah, Divine Masculine says, I can't believe she tried to cover her tracks. She really thought that if she did that, nobody would be. Yeah, because she didn't expect me to really be psychic. Or maybe she did because she's been copying my business, my whole essence. So obviously she knows I'm legit. But because she's not a real psychic, she didn't see coming that I would take screenshots of her crap before she tried to cover her tracks and delete it. She didn't see it coming because she's not a real psychic, but I saw what she was doing and I saw her reaction coming, so I knew to document it before she tried to delete the evidence. And that's exactly what she tried to do. Honey, I've spent the last 10 plus years having to be a lawyer, okay? And a detective, and do cops' jobs in some cases for them. Not because I wanted to, but because they weren't doing their own. I was not the one to try. Thank you. You know, it's funny too. This was when I was in high school. Turning the light on, watch your eyes. The smoking gun. They're in trouble. See that light flicker? Quit playing. Crazy pants. Harmony. Ease. Inner child. Softness. See, this is in reverse though. So these are past people they're being let go of. They're not in harmony. They tried to cause disharmony for other people. And this might be somebody who claims to be doing in child healing, but they're not. Really what they're doing is, well, being immature and reckless, right? Like trying to step on other people and copy other people and then try to just cover it up instead of take accountability or play the victim. Yeah, Divine Masculine says, you never contacted her. You never called her out directly. You never messaged her or told her that you knew what you were doing. You just came and you whistleblowed about it on your YouTube after she tried to make an Instagram to copy your whole business. When she started stalking you on your other platforms since you're friends on Facebook. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. His brain is just spinning around these facts. Yeah, no, I've been sitting on this for a couple of days. Oh, there's a lot more. I got more, I told you. You think you're mad now, karmics? Just wait. Just be patient. Surprise! Got more for you to be mad about. What if your strangeness is actually your brilliance? Yeah, the moon. So this was my energy. I wanted to ask, what is my energy? What is my collective light workers energy in regards to this situation? What's the energy of these karmics? If I'm wrong, tell me. If I'm out of alignment, tell me so I can get myself back in check. If the collective needs to shift, hello, that's fine. But we're not. These people are wrong. It's not a matter of argument or debate. We know that they're wrong. God knows that they're wrong. And obviously they know that they're wrong too if they're trying to cover their tracks, which they have been. Too late, too little too late. And they made it worse for themselves because it was bad enough to do what they did. And it's a secondary crime and frankly just offense spiritually and otherwise to then go try to cover your tracks about it. You know you're wrong twice at least. Don't try me. You will not in a court of law. The facts are not on your side, and baby, neither is the law or God. And that's the only thing that matters. You know why? Because as above, oh, so below. Checkmate. Also, before you think it's a good idea to play with moon magic, especially against people who have with the elements that you're trying to use against them, don't. So for the locals here who've been trying to steal graveyard dirt out of my grandmother's gravestone to try to play with spell work, no. You think we don't know about that? You think I don't know about that? You think you can bind her so she can't be my ancestor? No. You're done. Stay away from, you know it's desecration of a grave, right? You're disgusting. You know that's a criminal offense, right? Stay the fuck away from me. And leave my collective alone. You don't have a choice. Feel that shield? The moon. So somebody who's intuitive, who cannot be manipulated rather. I'm my own little brand of weird, and frankly, my brand has been built off of authenticity, transparency. So when people try to copy me, first of all, they're not being authentic, but also they're not being transparent. And that's, I could give you the recipe, but the sauce stuff would never taste the same. It will never taste the same. We're not made of the same ingredients. And even if tried, babe, quality over quantity. Poor knockoffs will never cut it. And anybody who tries is a poor knockoff. Obviously, you're trying to copy the original for a reason. I heard that. It's a quote about imitation. Come here, my little dog. Come here, silly monkey. Come here, little, come here. Come here, you're so funny. He's a silly boy. You're so silly to me. Hello, you. Is this what you want? You're looking for a treat, my friend. You're so cute. Just a little treat. One for you and one for you. You're so cutie boys. I love you. He's so funny. He scales the whole side of the wall and the door frame just to get up in the very tippy top of the cabinet where I keep the treats. Like a little kid climbing shelves to look for Christmas presents. So cute. I'm a little rock climber. Closet climber. He is. If he gets out, he is the tree climber. I don't let him out, but yep. He's also the one that on one of his adventures of sneaking out the front door managed to get in a squabble with a coyote, and baby, the coyote lost. The coyote happened to pin him in a death grip by the throat, which usually is a kill shot, but no, said Anubis. Absolutely not. Anubis is a... Is it a jackal? Jackal, I believe. But dingoes and jackals are, and coyotes, all in the same genus family. So my boy had a bigger spirit than that coyote rat. And frankly, so do I. Much bigger than these karmics. For starters, much bigger than they anticipated. It's much bigger than my body. But let's see. The witch in reverse. So this is somebody who thought that they would play with spell work and magic. That backfired. Blessings and curses. Now they're catching karma. Why? Because they sent out nasty negative energy. There was another one. It just fell. It slipped under the deck. Hold on. I stuffed it back in there on accident. There it is, the great goddess. This was in reverse. Because this is a karmic who wanted to claim or pretend to be something that they were not. They wanted to claim either to be a divine feminine, or they wanted, if not to claim the title of divine feminine, they wanted to embody the essence of a divine feminine, to pretend to live the lifestyle of divine feminine, or be spiritual, or you know, like a teacher, or whatever, a healer, or girl, get a grip. Truth, right? I just split the deck because it was dishonest. You want to try to copy from the person who's built their whole brand on authenticity and transparency while you're being dishonest and inauthentic. How foolish of you. Embarrassed. For me, you should be, though. Shameful. Not using that aloof Aquarius brain very much, are you? Hello. Housekeeping. You want meat for pillow? You want French kisses? No. Dimwit. You're wasting electricity. Turn the lights out. All that forehead, but nothing behind it. I heard that. Gifted and talented, my ass. Right, says the spirit team. That's funny. Yeah. Somebody who's imbalanced. Alchemy, processing, sensitivity. Cold, what did I say? Aloof, cold, shut down, don't care that they're being unempathetic towards others. Try to play the victim when they're not, but then try to play the healer also when they're not. I'm like, get a grip. Your whole life and sense of self is upside down. I'm very confused. I know you're trying to look like me when you look in the mirror, but you're not. Yeah. See, I told you. You feel that shield go up? Strength. You know what? What do I want today? Let's do hurt. See. Thank you. We have some Dalmatian jasper today. This is a Gemini stone. I like this one. Okay. Yeah, see the alchemist, empowerment, pain, sorceress. You see? I just got out of the shower in the bath too. She's like, really, dude? You want to sit there and also try to claim to be connected with fairies? I've literally got a couple of them playing in my hair because I am one. Don't. I don't break that easily, not anymore. Instead, I use things as fuel. And I mentioned that. You see that light just flicker? Exactly. In a post earlier, I said, here's the scoop. I've been abused since the day I was born. The day I was born blue like Osiris. Most babies come out face down. I was born facing the sky, facing God. And the doctor who delivered me nearly killed both my mother and I, really, but nearly killed me the day I was born. And these nurses had been, the whole staff, the whole hospital staff, trying to get rid of him for a while. And they couldn't. They just couldn't seem to get enough on him to get rid of him. But everything changed the day I was born. And I had the power in my wee little hands to assist them in removing this asshat. And I did. All of the nurses went on strike. And it was either they lose this misogynistic doctor, they fire him, or they lose their whole nursing staff. And let me tell you what, it made the newspaper. They couldn't afford that. They couldn't afford it. So they released some terrible doctor who had some thrill in abusing women. And that was that. But then I was shipped off into a family of narcissistic abuse. And as a result of that, ended up with a narcissist and then a narcissistic sociopath after that. Then ended up with my love. Then I ended up with Del, who loved us. Oh, but then they bullied him to death. The same people who he had been seeking to protect us from, who really he needed protection. So I'm a widow. And my only child is actively being held hostage by the same people who bullied my husband to death and have continued to try to terrorize me. You cannot hurt my fucking feelings, okay? Not the way you wanted to. And certainly not the way you thought you could. The joke is on you, boo-boo. Lessons, realizations, and return home. And that's it. In two ways. Realizing that you do not have to deal with these types of people or these things, first off and foremost. Secondarily, this is a reference of maybe forgetting aspects of past lives in some cases, or in others, if you were bullied or gaslighted or abused and people wanted to push you into being a shell of yourself or to lose your sense of self. This is about coming home to yourself. I'm just waking up now in the tears of the ones I love. I've been down for way too long. And now who I was. Are you good, bro? Yeah, that's what we think of you, karmics. Spiritual ipecac, nasties. Hilarious. So, anything else? Anything else you have to say? The lover. To surrender to the good feelings. I'm turning this light back on. Remember I mentioned something about this divine masculine energy coming through. Some of these same cards are jumping out. Yeah, see, look. The mirror. It's this divine connection. Self-reflection. Writer. Big picture. It's also about speaking the truth. You're worthy of beautiful things. Divine masculine's upset. He says they targeted a Native American. Yeah, they did. That's a hate crime. Yes, it was. It is. There's a reason you have those dreams. Like I said, what's the title of this? What's the title of this? What is it? Yeah. I know what the title is. It's about dream prophecy. I want you to think about it. And this is a true story. I'll link it in the down bar, specifically the dream prophecy that I'm mentioning. I posted it a few days ago. The title is Ease of Access. Subsequently, let's see exactly specifically. Oh, before I do that, I went to go grab a deck earlier and this was in it. This was not supposed to be in it. It was in the wrong deck. Or it got set out with the wrong deck. And so this is where this karmic energy is, right? They actually thought that they were right for their bad actions and tried to validate themselves, whether this be by continuing to combat you, if not by continuing to double down on their theft, abuse, plagiarism, etc., then spell work, attacks, because they do, with these personality disorders, think that they're the victim. Like, they truly feel victimized when they get called out for doing these things to people, but they don't seem to care, that aloof, toxic energy, right? That they're victimizing people by doing what they're doing, which is why, heard. It's why, that makes sense. Wow, dude, that's so sad and really messed up. It's why, I just got a whole download. It's why they don't have a problem victimizing others, right? They're playing the victim, but they don't have a problem victimizing others. It specifically Haiti Emmett the other day. She's made all these posts about doing shadow work and this and that, and I really had to not play the victim. And she was so desperate to remove the label of victim from herself, right, and fully detach herself from the concept of that term, that she's been victimizing others. And she also posts things about how you're not the victim in situations and you just have to get yourself up and out of them. And that sounds to me like somebody who's trying to justify themselves victimizing people. Katie. In fact, that's exactly what it is. That's what Archangel Michael just said. Or no, actually that was Uriel. Thank you. Michael's here too though. But that was the other brethren. Seraphim. Delusional. You're not correct, ma'am. You never were. And you'd think for somebody who's copying me, you'd listen to what I'm saying. And they do. Come and clock me and stalk me regularly. Yeah, look, crying, trying to find out what you're doing and where you are. I know. Right? Somebody who claims to be a psychic and they can pinpoint what's going on, except for no, they're just stalking people online. Crazy people. And then claiming to have psychic gifts. Okay, this just came out. Being called to explore handwriting analysis. Okay, so she made a post about that, claiming that she finds that writing in like half cursive is easier for her, or it's better, or this or that. But what she posted was this bit about how specifically people that have that particular trait are statistically like serial killers. So she was likening herself to a sociopathic kind of serial killer. I'm like, ma'am, that's not the kind of comparison that you want to draw. No pun intended. Crystal healing. Yeah. Well, we know that because she sits there and she tries to bash crystals. But also she posts her crystal hauls from the gem shows. I'm like, which one is it? Fake. Not creative at all. That's why she has to copy and steal from other people. Now, I will give her this. This particular person in artistry and drawing. That's what she went to school for, I think. That's what she said. Anyway, and not that anything she says can be taken credibly at this point. Look what just popped out at the bottom of the deck. I know. Because that's who I am. Oh, she also made posts about that. I thought about that today. I got a download about that today, specifically. Made a post about trying to talk about what dream prophecies are and what they can mean and this and that. And what she was saying in the post is everything she's heard me speak about dream prophecy here as a dream prophet who's speaking from experience. But you see, she's not, which is why she asked people, what are your dreams? Instead of offering up any of her own like I have the capacity to do, because she doesn't. She also tried to post about angel numbers and this and that, but then also bashes the use of calling on angels, or will post about angel numbers, but then try to tell people that, you know, dark energies or possession or anything like that isn't real. Says the person who's being influenced by the dark side. You think you're channeling, maybe you're just nothing good. More specifically, you let yourself be an open vessel for the devil. You're like a puppet. And so if it was about, she claims to be a reader too, if it was about the angel numbers, right, you're claiming you shouldn't be calling on deities and gimmicks and this and that and fear-based this and that. Sounds like toxic positivity to me, ma'am. Then if, right, calling on resources like that is something that you just shouldn't be involved with, then why aren't you calling it numerology? Why are you calling it angel numbers? Oh yeah, because you're copying from me, the seraphim angel prophetess. Thank you. Rhetoric. She claims to be a spiritual writer, but she's just copying and pasting crap that she has heard other people, real practitioners, speak elsewhere. Which is why you see that she tries to talk about the frequency of trees, even though here I was the high priestess of the druids, which druidic belief is all about spirits being tied to the trees, and that is a reference of the Blue Avatar movie, actually, in fact, how the trees connect with the Na'vi, and the Na'vi uses their hair. Native American reference there too, actually. Hair is sacred in Native culture. We don't cut it typically. Reserve natives, especially tribal natives, they don't cut it unless it's for ceremonial purposes, for specific things, or sometimes some cultures do it if they're grieving. somebody passes away in their culture, they'll cut, good, however much, good chunk, a couple inches of their hair off, or however much it is for them. But that's how when they do it, and they see this hair as an connection source to spirit. And so the Navi reference in the movie actually outlines that and is based on that too. But claims to be in touch with the frequency of the trees while targeting an actual druidic high priestess incarnate. And on the flip side, is also bashing plant therapy and healing and the use of medicine. I'm like, how are you going to try to talk about the frequency of trees? Healing services, she said. I'm like, all right, but you want to talk about the frequency of trees? Well, what do you think these have? Frequency. That's why, yes, they are flower essences that can be used internally, but it's why I use them here to boost and charge my Reiki. Let's see what I grabbed, actually. Have patience. Forgive and forget. Yeah, I forgive you for being a clown, but like I posted earlier, and I did not make up this quote, when a clown enters a kingdom, it does not make him a king. When a clown enters a castle, it does not make him a king. It makes the kingdom or the castle a circus tent. Not my circus, not my monkeys. 5722, flexible mind. Accept setbacks. I talked about that one today. I actually mentioned that to my grandmother today. Saw her while I was doing some office work. She stopped in for a minute. One of my grandmothers, the one that's alive. Okay, and this is somebody who claims to be a healer and they're not. These are the gifts that they're claiming to have, but they don't, okay? Claiming to be somebody who can help organize people in their life and this and that. No. Claiming to be a coach or a teacher. No, that's copying me. Claiming to be somebody who can communicate with the spirits and this and no. Katie Emmett, no. Stop lying. 5822. Screenshots don't lie, just you did. Somebody doesn't think I have those screenshots or that I won't post them. If you did, you would have already. I don't know, bitch, I've been busy. I have more to post. It's just that I have other things to be doing with my day than to be devoting all my time and energy to exposing some thought on the internet. 55 I just saw, rather, and that's as a surviving widow and a single mother, okay? First and foremost. Secondarily, on the flip side of that, yeah, when you've got somebody trying to steal from a divine feminine, a single mother, a widow, which means they're inherently trying to affect her ability to care for her child or put food in her child's mouth. Yeah, I got a bone to pick with that, so we're going to take the time. I will absolutely drag your ass to filth and then wash you with the truth. Oh, we'll go to the whole truth, honey. The whole truth. Nothing but the truth. So help both of us, God. Definitely so help you. Yeah, this is somebody who claims to be organized and balanced and have discernment. No, this is somebody who lacks intuition. And what did I just say? I just quoted the court proceedings. I now, I solemnly swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Hello. Yeah, well, you missed that one, didn't you? Is that what you're going for? I picked up that this person's been doing candle magic or trying to as well. Somebody claiming that they can do healing. I just picked up office space. Healing in an office space, and that's what she's also been trying to do. Plant medicine. Yeah. Akashic records, spiritual. So she wants to be seen as some kind of spiritual high horse. I just heard. That's what she's on. High horse. Claiming that she has access to the guides and, you know, people's life and can help them. No. No. I just saw a deck. Hold on. Now, please remember, this last person to target me is no different than the rest of them. She's just embodying the energy of all the others. They all remind me of each other. They behave like each other. And so they're just locally or otherwise narcissists, yeah, in the collective. Fell on their own swords that they tried to fight other people with at this point. And so narcissists aren't special, whether it be one in particular or just the brand of them as a whole. And for a collective reading, I have a personal example as a divine feminine in this collective who's been targeted in a similar way by similar people, but this is a collective reading. Rise up, metamorphosis. And this is the message, is that you're not standing up, you're not tolerating it, you're not dealing with these types of people or situations or things, and that's what's changing things. And you're doing this in order to change things, and that's good. Manifestation, yeah. What's the truth about this person or these people? This is, remember to surround yourself with people who are beneficial to your soul. They're toxic. In reverse. No, nothing is. It's breaking apart for them because they weren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. And their deception got exposed by a very honest person. Yeah. So they thought that they were going to bully their way or be the authority in the situation to get what they wanted, but that backfired. Cultivation. This is somebody who saw that the gardener's garden was growing so beautifully and they wanted it for themselves. So this whole reference of being fake with the plant energy, they wanted the garden for themselves. So they go and they snatch the garden. They kick the green thumb out of their own garden. And then when everything is dying or they've wasted all the food that was grown, then they need somebody to blame for the fact that not only is the garden dying and everything was wasted, but that they can't put it back together again. They had the skill set to put it together in the first place. It's why they stole someone else's and then lied and claimed credibility for it, or claimed credit for it for themselves. Yeah, that backfired. So this is somebody that I heard, just another sheeple, just another one of those that goes along with the crowd. I hear fake woke. I hear dear Yeti, fake woke. Achoo! An imposter. Only real ones up in my roster. Yep. Turbulence in reverse. So they tried. Energetically, they tried. Situationally, they tried to create cycles of stress and damage or turbulence, but that's backfired. It's not working. It's not, they put everything they had into it, or they're lazy and they don't focus on what's supposed to be. They're supposed to be focusing on flight. Yeah, they should have just minded their business and stayed away from us, but instead they wanted to be combative. They feel like us speaking up or standing up for ourselves, or even me standing here, you hear the shield in my voice and my tone, with a tone of voice in defense of my collective and myself. Hello? They think that that's offensive, but they don't seem to understand that that tone is a response to their offenses. Or they don't care. And that's their problem, not our issue. That's their delusion. Not our problem. It's your personal pickle, karmic. Deal with it. I don't like pickles. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. I don't care. Keep digging. Or better yet, put the shovel down and leave people alone. Delusional. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? They all get mad when you don't want to be around them. You're a thief of joy. You gotta go and stay gone. 6622. So anyway. Let's see, shall we? Get a couple for these karmics. Silly karmics. They don't have any protection. They're not guarded. Right? They were focused on the wrong things. Aim was off. Okay, let's do one more for the karmic. Yeah, look, what did I say? This is somebody who wanted to claim to be feminine, or wanted, if it's a karmic female, wanted a husband and kids and what have you. But you see, they weren't taking the leap of faith in their own life or life purpose. They were trying to usurp and sabotage and steal other people's. They were impulsive and reckless in other people's lives. They have no divine creativity, passion, drive, and they were pretty arrogantly inspired and passionate to target other people and their businesses. Yeah. But what they were doing was they were targeting an authentic, independent person, or somebody who is able and willing to stand on their own. Hello. And they were targeting, in my case, like an authentic person who's built her brand on transparency. And that's not what these karmics have done. They've done the opposite. That's why they don't want the truth coming out, because it shatters the whole illusion that they've tried to build and even gaslight themselves into believing. And sometimes it's hard, especially when you have personality disorder karmics. They'll copy you so hard for so long that they start either they really start thinking that they are you, right? Everything that they're copying really is who you are, or they start copying you and trying to become you. They're delusional regardless, as you see. And they came after somebody whose purpose and passion is to guide and help children. This is somebody who wants children and wants to, claims they want children. That's a no. That was unfair. And that's why they're being judged. Heart. You see the scale of balance here, the feather? This is a reference of the heart and its purity. If your heart is pure, the concept is that it will be the same weight as a feather. If your heart is not pure, if it's full of evil, then it'll be really heavy and the feather will be much lighter. But if your heart's pure, then it should be weightless like a feather. That's the concept of this. And so you see the justice scales have come out twice. There may be legal issues at this point that these people don't want to lay off, or they didn't lay off. They may now be facing litigation. But I suggest they quit now before somebody decides to file, because some of these karmics I'm picking up maybe at a point where they're not quite facing litigation, but if they don't stop, somebody's going to sue the shit out of them for everything that's going to hurt them into the next life if they manage to make it back. I hear they won't. If they did, it would suck. Situation. What did I tell you? What did I? Divine feminine. Right. Sacred space. Yeah. You leave people alone, karmics. Because we will alchemize that stuff so fast. Why did I say HighPriestess? Like I said earlier, I've had other stuff to do rather than spend my whole time and day exposing karmics. They're not relevant. It's important to address the problem so it cannot continue to be a problem, yeah, especially when they're affecting people's well-being and survival. And that's not even just in regards to me. She's claiming to be the one targeting me. A number of these people claiming to be psychics and they're not. Now imagine how many lives they're destroying when people come to them for advice on whether or not to take a job or move to a different city, country, town, whether or not they go towards the love of their life or they go towards a karmic instead. I mean, these are people who are going to be and have been paying for advice on these things from people who are not qualified on any level, including spiritually, to be giving that advice. Now, the karmic will catch karma for the advice, the bad advice that they're giving that's taken by the light workers who thought that they were good readers or whatever. But that also doesn't necessarily mean that a light worker that or whoever took that bad advice isn't still going to suffer. The karmic is going to get karma for setting them up to suffer and lying to them under giving false bad advice. But it still hurts the person who took the piss poor advice. So why don't we just avoid it? Karma wouldn't catch karma. Karmic wouldn't catch karma for doing it, and whoever they were targeting wouldn't be hurt. Just stop. It's better for both of you if you don't. Promise. Because what's going to happen also, especially if these people have been messing with people's home lives or family or affecting their kids and their well-being, is it's backfiring in their life now, or their home lives are going to be upturned, or if they thought that they had a stable environment for trying to destabilize other people's, guess how that backfire is going to hit them? To mess with people's income, the ability to put food in their family's mouths or a roof over their head, guess how it's going to backfire on them? I don't wish that on them, but that is what they're manifesting, and that is what they called in for themselves. By mistreating other people the way that they chose to do. That's a free will choice, but there's also karma for it. Pick wisely. They fucking picked wrong. And I'll say that with my whole chest. Twice. They picked wrong. Says the real medicine woman. Yeah, God doesn't love your ugly. God says, stop taking my name in vain. Stop claiming to be divine. Stop using divine in your hashtags. I'm hearing something about God's going to smite these people who keep targeting real light workers and then also claiming divinity for themselves to get customers. God's going to knock you out. Because the light workers get blessings. Callie's been coming through a lot, including today. Very grateful. Thank you. Not just, but also lots of protection. And I didn't call them. They came. But I'm grateful. I acknowledge. Thank you very much. I love you. Thanks for the protection and support. Teamwork makes the dream work. Heard that, yeah. Okay. Archangel Michael, be light to others. Regain your focus. Yeah, these people wanted you distracted. Or they didn't want you to see what they were doing because they wanted to block your way forward. Blowing the lid off of these situations as your vibration rises and you're elevating away from these people, situations. I'm seeing a deck. Hold on. My stomach just dropped. There's a karmic playing with power of 3 spells. Hold on. Let me take a bite of this avocado. Karmic. It's a very mixed bag of energy. Some of them are scared. Some of them are wanting to retaliate. Some of them think they have a read on the light workers. They don't. Some of them know they don't. Some of them are confused. They feel like they can't read the light workers. And that's an accurate analysis. Because I'm picking up the ones who think they know what's going on or how to react or move. They don't. They should be minding their own business. And that's the truth. The Herald, I'm just telling it like it is. You're not mad at me. You're mad at God. You'll get karma for trying to shoot the messenger. Heartless. Anything else? Oh. I just heard Raleigh. Yeah, I don't know. Not surprising. Experiencing the reality of change. There's transformation happening. Questioning the darkest thoughts. These karmic people are also being forced now to acknowledge that maybe they weren't seeing things very clearly. Some of them I'm picking up are trying to deny it or want to deny it. Learning from social conflict, and they should. Like, not to cause it. We don't get good kudos or make friends by stealing. The same person who's been stealing from me, who I had to block on all my socials and all of this stuff over the last couple days, Katie Emmett. She had the freaking audacity, all right? The sheer and blatant audacity to post something like, oh, I have no friends, oh, I'm lonely. I'm like, gee, I wonder why. Because you do shit like this, crazy pants. It doesn't matter whether you drink or not if you're an asshole in your heart all the time. Out of touch. Awareness of cosmic influences, yeah. So the universe, God smiting them. Smite me, almighty smiter. Don't mind if I do, Sky Daddy says. You want to play with me? You want to mock me? I'll show you, God says. All right. Show you who's. We'll show you who's boss. We'll show you who's Sky Daddy. 79.22. Ooh, that was a spicy bite. Spicier than I anticipated. Good. Sitting with sorrow. Yeah, this is somebody who wanted so badly to, I guess, get themselves out of their self-perceived victim mode that they did so by victimizing other people. Or again, also tried to get out of it so badly or by bashing it. You're not the victim. You just need to get yourself out of the situation, because she is trying to justify, non-gender specific, her doing that to other people. 1222. Or him. But yeah, collectively speaking. Yeah. There's a karmic who's trying to argue They really don't believe that, one, God let me know what was going to happen before it did, so I knew to document before anything played out. And two, I heard, make you a believer. Yeah, I will. They don't believe that I have the screenshots that I'm talking about. It's so weird because I haven't posted them yet. They think that I must be bluffing, but I'm not. So you know what that tells me? That they're a liar. If you're so desperate to assume that I'm being dishonest, one, you've got your head up your ass, or two, it's because you're the liar. And so you're projecting and expecting other people to be liars because you're looking for yourself in other people, or more specifically, you're looking to project yourself onto other people. Yeah, in some cases they look for themselves in other people, so when they see that reflection, they can trash talk people, but it's really them degrading themselves while they spit fire words at you. Saw that too. Empathetic magic, yeah. And you know what I picked up is that the people that these karmics have tried to recruit against light workers tried to, there it is, tried to have turn against the light workers based on this drama. They tried to flip the script and say that we were the problem for walking away, for setting boundaries or speaking up, for being who we are. They try to trash us so that people don't look at us or like us, but it's because they don't want people to look at the fact that we're who they're copying from, you know. Destroy the competition so that people don't know that they've put themselves in a secret competition with someone who did not give them permission. And then they got more mad when they lost. But they have no divine support. What did I just say? We do. So you set those hard boundaries and you hold them harder. Even shake them. Practicing daily speech. That's so funny. A karmic just said, "Why did you block me?" Why did you give people no reason to stick around? Is a better question. 8322. Why did you give reason to? Why did you give people reasons to need to block you? Mentalizing emotional impressions. So, again, somebody so trying to shut off their emotional state to the point where they're disconnected from their head. Like that aloof Aquarian energy, so cold, lacking empathy, felt like people didn't have that with them, and so it's like they're not having it for other people. Wow, this is weird, dude. Trusting in destiny. But you see, these people were destiny swappers, and the thing about that is, if it's a destined thing, it goes through Akashic, a divine clearance system, and it's all coded. There's like spiritual paperwork behind it, basically, and these karmics can't just, okay, thank you, I'm getting a download and a vision. These karmics can't just go willy-nilly making up things that they want and everything that they want and bending. No. Okay, so imagine you're at a place of work and God is the owner of the company. God is the top boss. God's the boss. And then you've got different workers in the company, and you've got different people at different position levels, managers and floor workers and whatever. Imagine that you had even the managers, but any of them just going around and trying to make up rules as they went, even though they go against company standard and protocol, even though they go against sign-on contracts and legal stipulations, even though they go against everything that is balanced and right, because they want it, they do it, thinking that they have the authority and the clearance, thinking that they don't have to ask their boss, the owner of the company, for permission to make company changes, as if they are the boss when they're not. No, that's the way for somebody to lose their job. be penalized for it if they're not careful, depending on what they do and the damages that are caused by them trying to make moves that they had no clearance or authority to make. They think, if I can do it, if I can make it happen, if I can get away with it, I can, if I want it, I got it, I want it, so I'm going to take it. No. I mean, you can try, but imagine that this is the mindset of somebody who walks into a store and feels that way about stealing a bottle off of a shelf. I want it, so I'm going to take it. Okay. So if I can get out the door with it, it's mine. I got away with it, except for when the cops come track you down because you got caught on CCTV. And guess what? Spiritual CCTV is real too. God saw that. So did I. You know why? Because God showed me. Checkmate. So this is about facing those shadow wounds. In some cases, yes, it's the cases where karmics were tolerated, but in other cases, we're not tolerating these karmics. They're still stalking and obsessed. That's the issue. 8722. Generating dynamic confidence. Practicing daily spirituality. So we just see it for what it is. It's about moving forward. I've seen these patterns before. I heard seasoned. And there's a karmic wondering like why the light workers are not energy calming down too. Whew. Channel was intense, dude. I hear you don't listen. Karmics, you don't listen. See an ostrich with their head in the sand and a karmic with their head. That's what I see. I hear hallelujah. What about these silly dark karmics? What about them? Envious, told you. Wolf in sheep's clothing. Immature. Coming after a mother and her child. Or children. But very immature. Somebody who has not dealt with their inner child wounds for sure. Parasitic. Jezebel. Energy vampire. Told you. Which is why we don't feel bad for them. They didn't have empathy.